Well, good morning, Greeley. This is the Locals Only podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Eklund, a businessman and realtor here in Greeley. And today we are talking about Makers Mercantile. We have the pleasure of having some of the founders and owners on. And I just want to say welcome, guys. Thanks for being on. And we look forward to talking about Makers and seeing what you guys do and how you guys serve Greeley.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, good morning. So why don't you guys start by just introducing yourselves and telling us what is Makers Mercantile?
Sure. Good morning. My name is Sally Otto, and I'm one of the co-owners of Makers. We have five team members that own the store and run the store. We opened Makers Mercantile Studio in June of 2023 with our upstairs with about 60 local artisans, and they rent booth spaces from us, bring in their creations, anywhere from home decor to food products, jewelry, just a little bit of everything. It's in our store. And then the owners run the store and manage it and get to interface with the great customers in downtown Greeley. And in last summer, we went ahead and expanded. And so we currently have over 100 local artisans that include our lower level as well.
Nice. Nice.
Definitely. My name is Jessica Marshall. I'm also one of the co-owners. We additionally, in addition to our mercantile, we also have two studios that we rent out for classes. So the majority of our artisans choose to teach classes from our studio, which is really fun because you're learning from people who are very passionate about what they're teaching. They're experts in their creativity, and you get to learn from them, and it just makes for a really unique and fun class schedule.
Yeah, it is fun. That is fun. So it sounds like what you really focus on is like the local artisan, both teaching their craft and also providing a place for them to sell their wares without them having to, go out and lease their own space and create their own retail environment.
Absolutely, yeah. And as artists ourselves, we quickly discovered how hard it is to display our own artwork, and to have a storefront was just completely out of the realm without us joining together and offering
Mhm.
that to other artisans as well.
Yes, and over the years we had met all sorts of creatives, and
Sure.
really we're excited to be able to show Greeley and the surrounding areas what they have to offer.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like, when Etsy first started, I think they're maybe a little less like that now, but when they first started, it was really geared towards, being a marketplace for artisans, and you're kind of the local version of that. Would you
Yes.
say that all of your artisans then are local artisans?
Yeah, northern Colorado, like up to the Wyoming border, all the way down kind of to the Broomfield area.
Okay.
So
Very
definitely.
cool. Very cool. Awesome. Cool. Well, what kind of inspired you guys to open this? I know you said you're artisans yourself. Is that like why'd you start?
Yeah, we kind of had a combined vision and dream. Like I said earlier, we have five local, uh, team members that run the store, and we each have different gifts and talents. And we just thought we'd love to come together and to be able to provide a place not only for ourselves but for other local artisans to sell their things.
Hmm.
Uh, we just love downtown Greeley. Wanted to be a part of that. Also have a studio where our artisans could teach classes, and then just have quality handcrafted items for our customers to look at, enjoy, as well as, hopefully purchase.
Right. Awesome. Cool. So, I mean, I've been in Makers Mercantile. It's an absolutely amazing store, tons and tons of stuff. And I would say maybe one of your challenges is square footage. I mean, it seems like you guys have so many artisans there, and you said over 100 right now, which is crazy to me. That's just insane.
Yes.
So I assume you have kind of a way of saying, okay, what, maybe a criteria of the artisans that come in. Like, how do you choose which artisans to come in and to feature, and what do you look for when it comes to letting their products stand out?
Yeah, so we have been incredibly blessed since our opening with a big wait list, which we feel very lucky that people want to display their art with us. We strive to maintain an environment where we don't have a lot of overlap. We want people to come in and experience a good variety of our local artisans. So part of our decision-making process involves, what do we already have in the store and what could bring a unique shopping experience to our customers.
Mm.
Do you have anything you want to add to that?
I would just say that, we have a diverse, artisan community here. And so it gives us a lot of opportunity to pick and choose different types of things, from seasonal to food items to, really just, any sort of thing that, jewelry that would make, an outfit, accessorize. So it just gives us a lot of opportunity to have a very diverse store with a lot of choices.
Yeah, we
Okay.
definitely strive for quality when we're assessing our vendor list. We're looking at the overall quality of the item, along with, do we already have something similar in store? Or is this a unique offering that we can provide?
Sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And I would hope that most, artisans would be looking kind of in the same vein, right? If you're trying to make a living or have a side business of selling some of your wares and you're providing the same thing that everybody else is, I mean, that's quite honestly, it's going to be a hard business proposition, but one of the things that makes local artists so amazing is they can do things that the big retail chains can't do, or they can do things that other people can't do and have their own spin on it and have a unique offering that hopefully just adds variety to Greeley, adds variety to your store.
Right. Yeah, we do quite a few custom orders. And so many of our artisans
Mm.
can customize something. So maybe it's a gift for, someone's new home, or a baby gift that has, height and weight and size and
Okay.
things like that on it. We get quite a few custom orders that our vendors are able to get for our customers so that they can, have a gift that's personalized.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to come in and say you've got some coffee mugs behind you and say, "Hey, I really love this coffee mug. Is it possible for me to get the same thing with, my dad's name on it or something like that?" Is that something that you guys would offer?
Yeah, absolutely. We would work directly with the artisan that we feel would be best to help the customer get what they needed. And then, just be able to show them maybe some other options that they might not have thought of.
Mm,
Maybe they, instead of a mug, they might want a t-shirt that was customized. So
sure.
just
Okay.
give them different options for their gifts.
Yeah,
Okay.
with graduation coming up right now, we have one vendor who's offering like porch signs with your kid's name on it and graduation year, and that's kind of
Wow.
fun.
Yeah,
And it
that's
is
cool.
great. Just
Yeah.
different ways to personalize and really make gifts and decor your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's great. I mean, I think that's a great way for you to be different than a lot of the big box, retail chains that you can go find a graduation thing, but they personalize it to the person graduating, to have the local stamp on it and know you're supporting local people is also important too.
Yes, for sure. There's such a big push right now, obviously, to shop local, to shop
Hmm.
small, and we're appreciative of that. I mean, we
Yeah.
have everything from local honey, locally prepared jam. I mean, we've got food products. We've also got obviously the decor and the jewelry and stuff, but there's just something so special about supporting a local artisan.
Absolutely. So obviously local is a big thing with you guys, which I love. Um, how is that being a local? I mean, you're a local business, locally owned, local artisans that are providing the products that you're selling, and you're being supported by the local community. How has that really shaped your guys's, consumer experience, when they come into your shop?
Yeah, I would say, true thing that I think I see from behind the counter as a cashier and when customers come in is the story behind everything. Not only do we get to know a little bit about our vendors and share that with our customers, but they tell us a little bit about their story, why they're here, what they need. And then we can take it full circle. And then I get the opportunity to share back with the artisan who came in, who got their product, what it was for. And it just makes for a complete picture. And because we're all here and all local and our artisans do come in and refresh their booths often, it just makes it so that we can, share those stories with them and our customers.
That's cool. So you said refresh their booths. So just so that I'm clear, I've been in Makers Mercantile a few times, but I should go back because every time I go, it's going to be a little bit different. Would that be a fair statement?
Absolutely. Yeah. Our vendors are consistently changing, and as artists, we're always evolving. So, even if that could be bringing in new products, our pottery artists could randomly decide that they're making jewelry, things just happen around here.
Sure.
It's a lot of fun. It's neat
That's
to see
awesome.
the artistic process grow, and just we're always trying something new around here. So yeah, visit.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, seasonal and, in our studio as well, their offerings change as their talents change. So you may go from pouring a resin piece of jewelry to a tray to, she learns how to make vases. And so we offer, a resin vase. So it really does evolve and change. And there's something new and different going on all the time.
All the time. Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you guys obviously work there and interact with the customers. What have you guys noticed that the customers gravitate towards? Like, what are some of the favorite items that they tend to like and tend to be popular?
Food is always a big hit. And we've touched touched a little bit on that. We've got Claudia's salsa matcha is here. Jessica talked a little bit about the honey in the jams, the drink mixes. We also have some popcorn and things like that. So people do come in for those types of items.
And then,
freeze-dried candy, one of my favorites. And then seasonal decor. So a lot of people come in, they're changing out maybe a wreath on their front door or just different pieces, a centerpiece, things like that. So just always something different.
And, there's something so special about decorating your home with local art because there's not going to be 1 million prints of the same that you picked up here. You're going to have a very unique, one of a kind original piece from an artist. And that's pretty neat. We have a lot of people that enjoy that aspect of it too.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's awesome. So what are some things maybe that you wish the Greeley community knew about you guys, about the store, or maybe even about the local artisans that maybe is harder to get out and you find yourselves either surprised that people don't know or maybe just things you want people to know?
I am in almost my 40th year of living in Greeley, and I really honestly had no clue how huge the art community is here. We're fortunate to have UNC, just right down the street with all sorts of up and coming artists. We've been blessed to have many of them in our store, and it's just so fun to experience their enthusiasm for their art and what they're doing and where they're going with it. We have the creative district that I think a lot of people don't maybe necessarily realize we have blooming down here also.
Yeah, and lots of things going on downtown. You may have lived in Greeley for a long time, and a long time ago you came to downtown Greeley and you haven't been here for like 5 years. The Downtown Development Authority really has done a great job of promoting downtown, helping us to tell our stories. Absolutely. And there's just a lot here. People are always surprised when they come in and they're like, I had no idea. We've got entertainment, food, bars, restaurants, other shopping stores down here. And so it's just really fun to educate people that have maybe been a long time Greeley resident about what we have, and as well as, people that are in maybe some of the smaller towns. So like Eaton, Kersey, when they come in, just getting to share some of the exciting things going on in downtown Greeley.
Yeah, we get a lot of visitors with the hotel over here, people coming in from other states, and they're always impressed with our local downtown area. Our bars and our restaurants are also ridiculously supportive of the arts community. Frequently, when you go in, they've got the art displayed on the wall, or they're helping us with our grand opening. We had a lot of support with that.
Hmm.
We're so lucky to be in downtown Greeley. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would absolutely echo that. I haven't been in Greeley 40 years. I've been here about 20. But I mean, I'm shocked at how just over the last 20 years, I've seen this evolution in the downtown area of just creative outlets and fun restaurants and bars and different mom and pop shops, downtown, but then, things that your guys are trying to offer. And really, it does tend to lean a little bit more on the artistic side, which I'm not artistic at all, but I can appreciate it. And
Everybody's artistic.
yeah,
You just gotta practice.
yeah. Well, maybe that's what I'm lacking is the practice. But
Yeah, well, and that's one of the things we love about our studio, to be honest. I mean, anywhere from, somebody who's been an artist for their entire life, learning a new skill, to someone who has never tried something like watercolor. Just a great way to get started. And our artisans are experts in what they do. And, I have not seen anybody leave with a project that they were ashamed of. So
awesome.
it's just always a positive experience. And, they get to build some community with other people at the same time and learn something new.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe I should enroll in one of the classes.
Yes,
That would
join
be
us.
great. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hear a lot of different themes from you guys, local, obvious one, but also the other one that I hear is the community aspect, both Greeley as a whole, downtown, through the DDA, I know does great work down there, and they've really tried to promote the downtown. And there is this theme of artisan and creativity that comes from a lot of those things, which I love. I think that's essential to Greeley. I think that's essential to the downtown area. Um, how do you guys then? I know you guys are selling a lot of the wares for a lot of these artisans, but how do you guys fit in with that creative push in the downtown? What's kind of your guys' place and all that?
Think we're really, really good at making connections. I think if you come into our store and you say, hey, I'm looking for somebody that does A, B, and C, we can be like, perfect. We know 4 people that do that. Let us get you
Very
in
cool.
contact with those humans. If you're looking to, you want to learn something, and maybe it's a class we're not offering currently, but you come in and you chat with us and you say, I really want to learn this. How can we make that happen? We can find a way to make that happen.
Okay.
We're able to connect people, with other opportunities to display their work, be that through, I know Syntax Distillery displays artwork on a rotating basis. Just different businesses down here, we can find the people that you're looking for creatively.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good to know. I mean, if I'm like, hey, I really want to get this thing, and there was a point in time where I was wanting to put together like this small little mural, and I wasn't sure who to talk to.
Right.
Well, now I know, like, okay, I'm going to talk to you guys, because hopefully you can at least point me in a good direction and say, hey, you should go talk to this person over here. Like they specialize in that. They would do really, really good. And so you
Absolutely.
can help people like me that don't have the artistic talent at the moment, connect with people who do. And maybe I'm trying to learn, I want to learn finger painting, or whatever. I'll go to you guys and say, okay, who do I talk to?
Right.
But
Exactly.
then
Not a
maybe
big
on the other
project.
side too, you guys connect the artisans, and the artisan comes in and says, hey, I do this. Maybe it's not something I can sell in your store, but how do I get connected in Greeley? Would you guys be able to kind of help guide and direct somebody like that as well?
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Off the top of my mind, I think of Madison and Maine. There are
Right.
people that come in then, and their pieces are, it takes a lot of time to do them. There may be a higher price point than what we're showing in our store, more of a gallery quality. And so that would be someone that we would get in touch with. Someone will come in and say, hey, I want to work a little bit more on my knitting. And so we are friends with the Ginger Cat. And so we can give them a business card. We have an area where artisans have dropped off their business cards and we can connect them and send them off in the right direction.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, I think that's a huge valuable resource. I mean, to be honest with you, I think, as a real estate agent, I know the value of being able to know lots of different connections. And when people come to me and say, Jamie, I'm looking for this, I need to be able to kind of connect them or at least know who they should talk to. And it sounds like you're kind of that hub for a lot of the artisan community, whether aspiring artisans, whether people looking for the art or, people that are artisans and they need to know or they need to figure out how can I make this a business or how can I get connected to people who can help take me to the next level or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say we're part of the local Chamber of Commerce's. And so the Greeley, the Evans, and the Kersey Chamber of Commerce's. And so we get a lot of people that they funnel our way actually to get information exactly like what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I'll definitely keep that in mind because every once in a while I talk to people that they're looking to do different things and like, well, I'm not exactly sure. I guess I'll tell them to go talk to Sally and Jessica. They'll point you in the right direction.
Absolutely. Or we'll figure out who else to point them to.
Right. And even within like the business community, you're very well connected. You're a huge supporter of local business, which we appreciate. That, if you need a Santa, we know a guy. If you need a princess, we know a gal. Like we can, we are so fortunate to come upon so many different people, be it our customers or our artisans. So
that's good to know. It really is. I think that's a valuable resource for the community for sure.
Yeah, and to be honest, like we're really happy to share all of that information because if there's someone who could do it better, or we've got a connection to a quality person to do things that are going to keep the customers happy and keep people coming downtown and enjoying what Northern Colorado has to offer. We are an open book when it comes to that, just sharing what we know. Yes.
Yeah. No, I can appreciate that. I absolutely gravitate towards people who have more of an abundance mindset, right? They're not sitting around saying, oh, I don't want to tell people the information, or I don't want to tell people that there's somebody else that does it, better. I just want to make sure I hoard that information because otherwise I might miss out on a sale. Instead, give that information away and just believe that, at the end of the day, it's going to benefit people, and people that get benefit from you, I genuinely believe will appreciate you, and genuinely they will probably come back and be customers for you guys.
Right. And we may not get the sale, but it's very possible that they've told their friends and neighbors and family about us. And so the next time they come through the door, they've brought someone new, and we're a perfect fit for what they're looking for.
100%. 100%. Well, and especially in the downtown area, I find I talk to a lot of people who I'll mention, Makers Mercantile to them, and they're like, oh, what is that? I've never even heard of them before. And it's always amazing to me that people haven't, but that's just kind of how the world works. And I'll tell people about you guys, and then they'll go and they'll stop in and they'll send me a text, and they're like, I didn't know they existed. Where have they been all my life? This is amazing. And so being able to do things like that, honestly, is just beneficial for everybody, I think.
Right. Absolutely.
Cool. Well, I appreciate your guys' time. Is there anything else you guys want Greeley to know that we haven't already covered?
Well, we are open Tuesday to Saturday, 10 to 5:30. We also book private parties for events. We have 2 spaces. We have kids camps during the summer. We've got a surprise coming up for the downtown community that we're going to launch this summer. So stay tuned for something new and exciting coming from Makers. Anything else, Jess?
We can do birthday parties too. We've done quite a few little kid birthday parties. They're a lot of fun. So keep us in mind for that also.
So where do people go if they want to sign up for a class, or if they want to hear what this big secret is? Now I'm super intrigued, and I'm going to have to figure this out.
Yeah, so I would say the best place for classes, you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram if you like to know quickly We also have an email list where we send out email newsletters that would tell you what's coming up in the next few weeks, as well as things going on downtown.
Yep.
And then obviously coming in the store, kind of, talking with us. And then any events you can also schedule online as well.
Okay. Very cool. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time this morning. And if there's anything that I can do to help support you down the road, just let me know.
Thank you.
But
You're amazing. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Yeah. Thank
I
you so much.
appreciate it. Yeah. All right. You guys have a great rest of your day.
You
Thanks.
as well.
You too.